Hi, friends. What's up? I'm chilling here with Sesame. He's right here. Some kind of sad news. So as I'm waiting for everybody to join, first of all, if you're here, say hi in the chat box. This is a Q&A I do, I don't know, probably like once a month with you guys. Really fun. Answer a bunch of your questions about literally whatever. We can talk about whatever you want. Usually it goes into like health, fitness, cardio, fat loss, that type of thing. What's up, Melanie? Hey, Carrie. Hey, Lama, Alyssa. So this morning, I literally was just sharing this on Instagram if you were following me there. Hey, Rain. Hey, Lanisha. I hope I'm saying that right. Hi, Zen. So Sesame, my cat, he, poor guy, he's been near me all morning because he was playing on my, I have these just these baskets, and he was climbing them because he just, cats, it's like his little jungle gym, and his nail got caught and he fell and it pulled it out halfway. So this morning was a little traumatic for him. He's bleeding. I'm bringing him to the vet right after this at their next available appointment. But it literally, the poor guy, he's in pain, and I feel for him. I'm glad I said your name right. Yes. All right, you guys. So we're going to jump into the Q&A. There's a bunch of questions you guys asked on the forum, but then also if you're here live, feel free to be a part of the conversation, ask questions, whatever. It's whatever we want it to be. Also, give this video a like, subscribe if you're not already. I really appreciate your support and just love having you in the community. So it means a lot to me. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the first question. We'll just start in chronological order. Someone asked, is cardio, this is actually a really important topic. Is cardio still beneficial for you overall, for your overall health when paired up with weight training for petites? So I think a lot of times, because you guys know my message is I'm very, I come on strong with the don't prioritize cardio as your main form of fat loss. It gets interpreted sometimes as don't do cardio. I have never said this in any of my videos. We still need to do cardio for our heart health. We still need to do cardio for endurance and just overall to have, you should train in different ways. However, what I mean to say about cardio for petite women is that, and I have so many videos on this if you want to literally listen to me talk about it for 30 minutes. What I mean is that it should not be the primary tool that you use for fat loss. A lot of us way overuse cardio thinking it's going to lead to fat loss. It doesn't. Strength training is the hero. It helps improve your metabolism. You need muscle to burn fat when you're at rest. Cardio will not do that. And then strength training paired with nutrition, that is your ticket to fat loss. And cardio is our little sidekick. So you use cardio not for fat loss, for other things. Heart rate training, to just feel good, to have a good level of fitness. And it varies depending on the petite, but you don't need to be doing it every day. You don't need to be doing high intensity interval training, etc. So yeah, you should definitely do it. Just don't use it as your only way of losing fat, because it will not help you lose fat in the same way that strength training and good nutrition will. Letitia, I'm 5'1". I'm actually 5 3/4, but you guys know how it goes. We round that shit up. You guys know, Melanie said, do you ever get bored of weightlifting? Yeah, totally. I think there's this idea that trainers or people who are really into fitness never get bored or always really into what they're doing. But no, we go through phases where we lack motivation as well, which is why when I go through those phases, I try to share as much as possible on Instagram and on YouTube. I have some videos on motivation, because it's such a normal part of your fitness journey. And rather than try to prevent lack of motivation, you need to learn how to coach yourself through it. So you need to learn how to have the coaching skills to get through periods where you're not inspired to work out, so that you can keep your healthy habits going and you stay on track and you don't end up in these false start situation, which also happens in the journey. You're going to go through phases where you're really into it and when you're not. I'm personally right now in a phase where I'm not really into it, but I have these habits in place. I have, so many years of showing up for myself at the gym. It's I'm literally never going to skip a workout unless I'm really sick, because it's just in place. But I do have a lot of tactics for getting my butt to the gym or kind of trying to get the motivation up when I'm not feeling it, I have a video on my YouTube channel you can watch after called Motivation Hacks. It's really good. It's like the best hack that I use. And also I recommend just always having a plan. So like if you're ever sick of your programming, make sure you have good programming, make sure it changes every 4 to 6 weeks. You know, you shouldn't be doing the same workouts for like a year. So it also comes down to like your programming and whatever. Hey, Layton at the gym. Yeah, girl, get it. Okay, there's a lot of questions now. So what do you say when people say, this is from Maria, what do you say when people say that you seem to be younger than you really are? This happens all the time. Like I look like I'm a high schooler. I'm 29 years old. I'm almost in my 30s, you guys. I honestly, like, it's such a compliment. Like a lot of my friends at the age we're at now, you know, I mean, it's nice. I don't know. I'm like, thank you. When I'm 35, hopefully I'll look, you know, 25, and that's fine with me. When I was younger, it bothered me. When I was like 18 and I looked like I was 12, that wasn't really fun. Or even in college, I still looked like a high schooler. But I think it's a great like perk as you age because, you know, I don't mind being told I look like I'm 22. I'm like, thank you. That's a nice compliment. Okay, what's the difference between strength training and weight training, from Joanna? So strength training, you can think of it like a visual for this would be like strength training is an umbrella, right? Okay, so we'll put strength training is at the top. It's the umbrella. And then there's a bunch of different types of strength training modalities that fall underneath the strength training umbrella. So underneath strength training, you have all different forms of it. Weightlifting is one. That's where you lift weights to build strength. There's body weight training, calisthenics. There's, you know, CrossFit. There's like Pilates, yoga. These are all different forms of strength training, different, you know, techniques. Obviously, weightlifting is going to have the most, usually the heaviest weights in terms of like you can continue to increase your weights, whereas with body weight, you'll reach a point where you can't anymore because it's your body weight. You can increase the time under tension, keep more, you know, play with the tempo. But with strength training, or weight training rather, the real definition is just that you're literally lifting weights. So it's just an umbrella term, strength training. Resistance bands are great, Layton, for beginners. Absolutely, 100%. Lauren, you said, what areas, muscle groups are you looking to build on right now? That's a good question. Like I just said, I'm not feeling super motivated right now. I'm like in a middle place. I'm in a maintenance block. So if you guys watched my last series, I did a mini cut series for the last like 6 weeks. And so now I'm in a reverse diet maintenance phase. I'm just kind of interested in finding balance right now because I didn't have it during my mini cut. And I talked about this at length. It just was not enjoyable for me. So now I'm getting back to a place where I'm like, okay, I can actually eat foods I enjoy, like what I teach in my programs. I never teach restriction. So I'm not really looking to like, I mean, I'm always looking to build my glutes. Like I never stop building my glutes. That's my favorite thing to train. I also love building my shoulders. Those are my 2 favorite muscle groups to train because I feel like they make the biggest difference visually, but I'm not really like actively trying. It's just it's always a part of my program. Yeah, so I'm just focusing on balance right now. It's summer in New York City. I'm just having a good time cooking food for myself, but also enjoying meals out. I probably have like a couple alcoholic drinks a week, which I didn't do during COVID. I pretty much didn't drink at all during COVID. So reintroducing that in social settings, not to excess, just like, you know, dinner, you have a cocktail or something. I'm in a phase of balance right now and just rediscovering, enjoying life in New York right now. And that's fine, right? We all go through different phases of like different goals and stuff, and you should have different phases that you go through. Maddie Poo Leonardo asked, I know we're all different, but I was just curious, where do you think your average maintenance calories land? Mine personally, you're right, they are all different. So my maintenance calories are not going to be the same as your maintenance calories. And just for anybody watching who doesn't know what maintenance calories are the number of calories that you consume where you don't gain weight nor lose weight. It's like it's what you would naturally eat, and the scale is only fluctuating like 1 to 2 pounds on it. The scale is always going to fluctuate. It never would be perfectly the same. But for me, where I am now, and it can change. So your maintenance calories is like a reflection of your metabolism. It can be higher, it can be lower throughout your life, depending on how you're eating. Mine are around 1,500 to 1,700. I don't eat the same number of calories every day. I do carb cycling. So it depends, but in that range, good for petite. Times in my life where I've been up to over 2,000 calories a day. I personally don't love eating that much food, but I did get to a point just for fun where I was eating a lot and staying really lean. It was just a lot of eating, to be honest, which is great for some. And it's not too low. Like I would never go below, like, I would preferably not go below 1,400, definitely not below 1,200, 1,300 around there. But everybody's different. Anna, you said, can Smalletics help in any way with PCOS? So we don't actively treat any medical diagnoses in Petite Power, our program. However, our team is made up of registered dietitians as well as nutritionists like me. But the registered dietitians in particular, they are medical professionals. They've gone to school for dietetics. They're board certified. They can take into account the fact that you have PCOS and make recommendations, tailor their nutrition to you. However, they can't actively treat it because we're not a medical treatment program. We're a body recomposition and like a lifestyle program. So as long as you're cleared for exercise, you work with your doctor on your PCOS, you can still work with our dietitians and get additional advice around your PCOS. But like I said, we don't actively treat it. That said, PCOS is pretty common these days. We have a huge number of women who have gone through the program who have PCOS, and it's really important for women with PCOS to learn the foundational like basics around nutrition specifically. And so the program can help a lot in just getting your nutrition under control, which can help with inflammation and like so many of the symptoms that you experience. So it is good to just get that education one way or another. Onalissa Witt, you said you left a question for me on the board yesterday. So I'm going to look for it now, because I know I'm ignoring, like I'm not ignoring, but there's a lot of questions on the board. We won't get to all of them, but I'll try. So you said, what's your feeling on the whole hormonal belly thing? I'm not sure if I'm going to know what you're talking about, but we'll see. Always had a protruding stomach since I was a kid, but I've never been super heavy. So to make my stomach proportionate to the rest of my body, I've been sucking it in for years, and I hate it because I feel like I'm being fake, but letting it out is embarrassing because I look pregnant. Is this just my life, or could it be hormonal? Do you think with enough training, I could actually let my gut relax and have it not be so out there? Okay, so this could be a number of things. We don't know for sure. I've never heard of the term hormonal belly. The only way you're going to know for sure if it's actually related to your hormones is if you go to your doctor, your PCP, and you ask for a full hormone panel, which you can absolutely do. I do it every once in a while. I don't do it if nothing's wrong, but maybe like a few years ago when I was first like getting my nutrition certification, I was curious. And we ask clients to do it all the time. If everything else looks normal, but they're still not able to lose weight or lose fat, the next thing you need to do is get your hormones checked. Now, that's the definitive way to know whether you're having hormonal issues or not. I wouldn't guess. Just go and get a blood panel done and see if your health insurance covers it. Some places do. I know my health insurance covered it for a while. Kind of depends where you go. But another possibility is just that it's, it's about optimizing your nutrition, being hydrated, because it could be bloat. It could be bloat. It could be just water retention from dehydration. It could be, improper nutrition, just informed in terms of how you balance your meals. So there would be like a ton of questions I'd have for you, of course, like to figure out what exactly is going on there. And I would encourage you, Alyssa, to just get curious about like what could be going on, ask questions, maybe get some blood panels done, and kind of take a look under the hood and look at your sleep, look at your stress. Cortisol can cause you to hold on and retain to belly fat, specifically belly fat. Cortisol is linked to it. So you need to look at the whole picture of you. And if you need help with that, there's so many people. I mean, we always address the whole petite. We are not looking at like just one thing, right? Because there's other things going on in your life. But yeah, send me a DM if you want to chat more about that. But basically, I need to go a little bit deeper there. You can absolutely get to a place where you don't need to feel like you're sucking it in all the time. Like, yes, everyone, when their stomach relaxes, is going to look different than when they're sucking in and flexing, right? But it should never feel like it's like you're pregnant all the time. Like, that's uncomfortable. That's definitely shouldn't be your norm walking around. So definitely keep asking questions about that. There was another question here that someone asked, I thought was really good, from Sarah. She said, do you think you need to have muscles or tone to be healthy? Were you considered a healthy individual before your fat loss? I think this is a really interesting topic, and I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it. Here's my take on it. Yes, I was absolutely a healthy individual in my before photos. There's a quotation mark. Absolutely was healthy. Did I feel the best in my body? Did I feel like I had, was I at peace with my body image? Did I feel strong? Did I feel happy? Did I feel like confident? Not really. I was an athlete at the time. So if I was on the fencing strip, I felt really confident. But when I was off of it in a bathing suit, I was like really at war with my body. Did fat loss fix that? No, of course not. It was like the journey to fat loss that did, like learning about my health, learning about building muscle, and learning about strength training, getting strong. So healthy is a very tough term because there's medical definitions of it, there's personal opinions of it, and healthy looks different on every individual. So for me, I feel healthier now because I eat better. I know what I'm feeding myself. I cook a lot of what I'm eating. I have better balance. I'm not binge eating anymore. That to me is way healthier. I lost some fat, which is not always healthier, right? You need some fat. I do have body fat, of course. So it's not the fat loss that makes it healthier. It was more like the new healthy habits and practices that I introduced into my lifestyle that made me healthier. And as a result of that, I then lost fat. So the fat loss was like the nice effect, or like it was like the gift I got for like getting healthier. It wasn't like the reason that the fat loss itself isn't what made me healthier. But I do think as you age, muscle is very important to have if you want to look and feel younger as you age, especially as women, because osteoporosis, which is basically the density of your bones, it gets lower as you age. You get weaker bones as you age. Petite women who have smaller frames and therefore smaller bones are actually at a higher risk for osteoporosis. My mom had it. She reversed it doing 3 or 4 rounds of petite power. Pretty incredible. Strength training can reverse it because you're improving your bone density. So in terms of like, again, it depends what question you're asking, Sarah, but we do need muscle to be healthy so that we can age well, because muscle doesn't just strength training doesn't just give you muscle, it improves your bone density, which is that's structurally your skeleton is getting stronger. And then there's so many other things that come with it. So I do think that in a ways it's really, you're setting yourself up for longevity. There's a lot of studies that show that weightlifting, like the long-term effects of it are really positive on like lifespan, that type of thing. So yeah, I think it's healthier, but it doesn't mean you're not healthy if you have less muscle. You know what I mean? It's not like black and white like that to me. Okay, some other questions. I'm drinking a matcha right now. I hope one of you guys is also drinking a matcha right now. Okay, let's see. You guys have some great questions. I'm going to quickly tackle this one. How do you feel more confident lifting in a very crowded gym? I feel so intimidated and then end up reverting to cardio machines even when I have a program to follow. Okay, Alex, I have an entire video on this. Do I? Wait, I think I do. At this point, I made so many videos, I can't remember. I feel like I do. I definitely do. Okay, it's in a video somewhere, but I'll just repeat the top tips. Go in to the weight section, grab a pair of dumbbells, and then like promptly move to a less crowded area of the gym where there's not like big, scary, burly people like throwing weights around. So like that's what I did when I first started. I was also very intimidated. I would just bring your weights to a little corner pocket of the gym where you can just have your own space and just chill, just like be in your zone. Noise canceling headphones are a blessing. Try to get some of those if you can, like AirPods, whatever. that helps a lot to just block everyone out. Wearing a hat helps because like we're short and no one can make eye contact with us. Like I did that for years. I wore a hat, like a baseball hat, like when I worked out for the first like 2 years. So yeah, there's a couple tips, but you really just have to, you basically need to expose yourself to the environment for a repeated number of times before it feels less scary. So it's really just about repeated exposure and putting yourself in the situation, even though you might feel a little nervous. And eventually it's going to feel like way easier, I promise. Karen and anyone else asking about the matcha, I have on my Instagram, you know, so a lot of people don't know this, but if you go to my profile, Instagram released this thing called guides like a year ago and no one uses them, but I made one guide about matcha. So if you go to my profile, it's like feed, reels, IGTV, guides, tagged photos. It's in that thing. Click on the guides. And then there's literally a post called how to make matcha, all of my recipes in one place. There's like 10 matcha recipes in there. They're all different ways I like to make it. I usually make a latte. So check that out if you're interested. Joanna, you asked, how do you stay active throughout the day at home when you're not working out at the gym? So I get all of my workouts done in the morning. So I go to the gym, I do strength followed by cardio if I have cardio that day. That pretty much sets me up for already starting the day off with a higher step count because it's a walk to the gym and then usually some movement. If you're not working out in the morning, that's fine. You can do the same thing at night. It does not matter what time of day you work out. When I'm at home, I am sedentary. I'm working like you guys, like building Smalletics and like talking to our community and our customers and our team and everything, dietitian. So I am sedentary. I'm sitting. However, I do get up and move around. So I get up to make every single meal. I do try to go out at night and take a walk. So I just try to keep moving like within blocks. So I'll work for a few hours and then get up, move around. I just try not to sit for like 8 hours straight. That's like the one thing I definitely avoid. And the studies show that it's better to get up every like 45 minutes rather than have like 2 hours where you train and then sit all day. So just keep that in mind. Like a little bit every 45 minutes is pretty helpful. And just taking walks. Walks are so underrated, but they're such a great way to like get a little bit of movement in, get your blood flowing, get some circulation going. It helps with fat loss. It helps with step count. So, and it's easy. You can do it like whenever. You can take calls on a walk. You can listen to podcasts on a walk. Like I find that if you're really busy, walking is a really good way to like get some extra exercise in without like spending hours at the gym. Kamara, hi. She says, I'm almost done with Petite Power. Whoop, whoop. When I complete the 12 weeks, should I start doing upper and lower splits? Okay, Kamara, I'm going to ask you to put this in our private community because this is a question we answer all the time as far as like, what do you do after Petite Power? I would say like brief answer is our alumni repeat Petite Power up to a year. So 4 rounds and see great results. And when they get tired of that, they usually transition to our app, which is called Fit with Smalletics. It's just new workouts. But Kamara, there are situations in which you might want to switch to a body split. So post it on our community page and I'll get back to you today on that. Pardis, you said a petite woman wants to lose 30 to 40 pounds. Do you recommend a calorie deficit? If so, how much? So Pardis, I would highly recommend you go and watch like a ton of my YouTube videos. This is mostly what the channel is about, is not just jumping into a calorie deficit as petite, unless you're in a really high surplus. If you're eating over 2,000 calories a day, you can safely do a calorie deficit as a petite and get really good results. But if you are coming from a place, which is like most women who have been restricting, yo-yo dieting, doing keto and IF, and like your metabolism's like, it's spent. It's like it's gone through the works, you know? A deficit is not what you need to get back on a healthy track, establish like normal hormones. You probably need to repair your metabolism a bit. It's never permanently broken, but sometimes it can slow down from repeated dieting and whatnot. So it depends where you are starting. It depends on your starting body composition, your starting number of calories you eat in a day, your metabolism. Siri keeps thinking I'm talking to her and I'm not. Anyways, so it just depends where you're starting, which is why I can't give you a direct answer right now. I don't know enough about you. But if you watch my videos on YouTube, like just spend a little bit of time sifting through them. I do go into depth on this exact topic. So yeah. Melanie, what does your morning routine look like? So I've been working on my morning routine really hard lately because when I moved, so some of you guys don't know, I'm newly single and I moved into this loft And I'm living alone for the first time in my life in New York City. And so my whole routines in life has changed pretty rapidly this summer. So my routine, I've been trying to work really hard on it. It's not perfect. Like no morning routine is perfect. But this is what I've been doing. I've been waking up anywhere, this is kind of a work in progress, anywhere from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. I like to get up earlier, but sometimes I don't go to bed early enough to get up at 6. 6 would be my golden hour to get up, but I sometimes go to bed past 11 and then I can't do it because I need a minimum of 7 hours of sleep. Everyone's different. You should aim for 8. 7 is where I'm good. When I wake up, I usually, like, if we're going to get granular, open all the blinds so that light comes in. I let Sesame out of the bathroom. He sleeps in the bathroom at night or else he gets the zoomies and he's just all night like zooming around the apartment. So I let him out, feed him. I run the vacuum. It's just like a thing that I like to do in the morning. And then I usually go straight to the gym at that point. I just like leave the house, go to the gym, come back. And then I do like my breakfast, matcha, gratitude journaling using the 5-minute journal. I've been loving that. And then I spend about 15 to 20 minutes outlining my entire day, time blocking. So like literally down to every minute, what am I doing today? And then that's it. Then I start my day or like shower, I move on. So that's what it looks like right now. It's kind of lengthy. It's kind of indulgent, but I also work a lot. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but running your own business, I pretty much work like a lot. Nights, weekends, all the time. So I start my day maybe like 10 a.m. Like that's when I'll sit down to actually do work. Joanna, what does your free Petite Power Guide include? It has a 5-day workout plan with HD video tutorials. It has 40 pages of information about the petite body type. Totally free. You guys should download it. It's honestly like the greatest. Not to like toot my own horn, but it's awesome. You can download it at smalletics.com/guide. I'll put that in the thingy. We're also, you guys, I haven't announced this yet, but I'm going to let you guys know because you're here. We are working on a nutrition guide for free. It's it will be PFF for petite, so it explains PFF, what the method is, how you do it, and it'll be like it's actually already written. We're just in the editorial process, like combing through, make sure there's no typos and stuff. It's a beautiful guide all about nutrition for petite. So look out for that. It's coming soon. It'll be available for free, and it'll just be another like awesome resource to have to help. And you can pair it with the free week of workouts, which is really great. Highly recommend. Okay. Julianne said, so it's okay to do the same workouts in Petite Power for a year straight? Yes, because you're using progressive overload. So you're increasing your weights every time you start the program over. And the program's broken into 3 months. It's periodization. So you have month 1 is a specific training block. Month 2 is a new training block. And month 3 is another training block that build on one another. So as long as you're increasing your weights as you go through, also you can, Julianne, you can move up to barbell training if you get to a point where you're pretty strong. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. But yeah, a certain number of people eventually just start doing barbell training in the same program. But yeah, up to a year is typically what our alumni will do, and have a really amazing body recomp in the first 3 to 6 months, but then just continue living the lifestyle. And then after a year, you can kind of transition to other things if you want. And from Blub, for Petite Power, are some of the workouts replaceable? Yeah, so in the free version, that is just the gym version. But in our actual program, like if you joined as a member, we have an app, and you can toggle between the at-home versions and the gym versions really easily. So you don't need like all this equipment. You just need a pair of dumbbells. That's it. Kate, you asked, hi Kate. I'm loving seeing all these familiar faces and names. Kate, you said, super excited. I definitely need that. It's super confusing still understanding PFF. Yeah, you'll love this plan. And also we should chat more. But yeah, you asked, would we consider upgrading Smalletics on the App Store? So right now our app is private. So it's like privately developed. It's a web-based app, meaning it's not searchable in the App Store. However, once you access it, it behaves just like an app. But yeah, it will be in the App Store. Just not right now. But yeah, it absolutely will. That's where it's headed. When do you know you're ready to do barbell training? So a standard Olympic barbell is 45 pounds about. It's like literally 44 point something pounds and 20 kilograms. So given it's 45 pounds, you want to make sure with all your dumbbell training that you're close to that. So like say you're going to start deadlifting with the barbell. That's the barbell without any plates on it, by the way. So if you're deadlifting with 2 pairs of dumbbells that are each 30 pounds, you're ready to barbell train. Like you're already lifting 60 pounds. Or if you're deadlifting, with a kettlebell that's 40 pounds, you're pretty much ready to start working with the higher weight. It's just the difference with barbell training is the form is a little bit different. The setup of the bar is different. So you do want to make sure, watch the videos in the Petite Power Program for setting it up, or make sure you ask a trainer at the gym, or you just make sure you're like only lifting the bar without plates when you first get started so that you can get used to the feeling. The weight distribution is different, the physics, the bar path, it's all kind of different feel, and it's heavier, obviously really long too. So it's going to feel different. But same with the other lifts, your squat, your bench, your overhead press. If you're lifting like already 35 to 40 pounds in those lifts, then you're ready to take it to the next level pretty much. And if I wouldn't do it as a beginner, like you can do a lot with just dumbbells. Like during COVID, I literally only trained with dumbbells and I increased all my lifts. But if, once you spent a couple months or, however long, then you can graduate to the barbells. Karen, no worries. Welcome, by the way. Karen is new here. Welcome to the Short Girl Gang. You can find my plan at smalletics.com/guide. That's the one we've been talking about right now. It's a free one. It's like a free guide. So you guys, we are like over by a minute. I think I'm going to take one more question, and then we'll wrap it up. Carrie asked, any advice for women over 40 looking to recomp? Yes. So Carrie, one of the most common questions we get from our members that are above 40 is this exact question is like, what are specific tips for women who are, moms or, in their 40s or like 50s, 60s, either right about near menopause or postmenopausal. Basically, for the most part, the principles are the same. You need to weight train. You need to drink your water. You need to work on PFF eating, work on your metabolism. The only difference is, first of all, hormones are changing. The biggest difference, though, is your metabolism is going to be slightly slower, obviously, than when it was when you were like 20 years old, which means that all the programming we teach, which is designed to increase your metabolism, is going to be even more important for you, even more effective. So everything's the same for a body recomp. You need to focus on your nutrition. You need to focus on the strength training. Those are the two things that are going to drive the recomp for you. Cardio is a sidekick. So you need to have a certain amount of minimal, low intensity, steady state cardio. And then you need to focus on your stress and your hydration. You need to make sure you're not drinking every single night. That will not help. You absolutely can have alcohol. It just needs to be more in moderation as you age. So a lot of times we think it's like very different, but it's mostly the same principles. It's just even more important for your age group to work on a metabolic approach rather than taking calories away and dieting more and further damaging your metabolism as you age, because that's just going to contribute to not being able to lose fat at all as you get older. Like you will really slow down your metabolism. So you want to make sure you're really, really making decisions that set you up for, as you age, to age well and to be able to lose fat, and you're not running yourself into a rut by dieting in your 40s, like severe dieting or yo-yo dieting or any of that stuff. All right, you guys, this was a really fun Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for coming. Please give us a like if you hung around for a while and you enjoyed it or you learned something new. And if there's any questions you desperately wanted to know and I didn't get to them, just send me a DM on Instagram. I will do my best to reply. And I also will post this so you can watch the replay on my YouTube channel. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Monday. Bye.